Hi Scrappers, this is Scrappaletta, aka Bonnie, and I just want to share a project that I did with you today with my Prima doll stamp, with the Taylor Prima doll stamp, a few Prima products, and some other products that I had from my stash. I'm going to show you what I did, tell you what it is, and then I'm going to try to give you a really quick tutorial on how I made it. So this is my Prima doll tag right here. And I wanted to put glitter on my doll, and I did not want it to rub off. So what I did was I used transparency, the old-fashioned kind that they used to use in school, and I'll show you how I did that and what I used. But to just go over a few of the items that I used on my doll tag, I used some Prima flowers and I used some dollar store flowers. I used just whatever I had in my stash. And let's just come out a little bit. I used whatever I had in my stash. These are just some swirls that I had in my stash. This is Prima paper right here, and it's from the romance novel. It's from the romance novel paper line. I only used a little bit of that. The actual paper that's back here on the back, this one is just from the Julianne K&Company that I happened to get this really cute pad of papers from Amazing Savings, and they were $1.99, so I really thought that was good. But the transparency that I used looks like this, and it's one of the old-fashioned school transparencies. I'm a school teacher, so I had plenty of these, and I wanted to figure out, probably can't see it, I wanted to figure out how to use it. So the doily here, the flowers here, I use the Prima Spray Listening Waves to spray the doily, to color these flowers so that they would match. Then I put a little bit on my mat and just put a little, using a brush, on the back that I had gessoed so that I could just get the color in the background. Now, as you can see, those are glitters. Now, the glitters that I use were just my regular Martha Stewart glitter, okay, that we all probably have. And let's see, what else did I do? Now, I tried this before I tried these glitters, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I tried them several ways. I tried several ways, and I will show you my little mistakes that I did as I was going along the way. Oh, and by the way, this says overdressed again. I thought that was totally cute. Okay. So what I did was, in trying to figure out how to do it, I stamped on the first one. I just stamped. Let's go with this one. I stamped that one, but I kind of messed it up. So I stamped this one again, and this one is stamped with the stamp. Now, there's a rough side on the back of your transparency, and then there's the clear smooth side. You can't put anything on the clear smooth side because it will rub off. So you turn it over, and I actually use this 3D Crystal Lacquer, but you can use any clear glue, any glue that dries clear you can use. So, but you have to get it close up to the line. Now, I had a problem getting it close up to the line the first time because when I stamped, my line was so thin. And as you can see, when you hold it up like this, it looks all scruffy and like you've missed a lot. But when you flip it over to put it down on your paper, the paper kind of gives it, makes it look like it's all colored in. And I'll hold that up a little bit so you can see. It gives it a clearer, like it looks more filled in. Now, this is one that I tried, and I tried it with different types of glitter to see which one I like best. At the top here, I use the Martha Stewart glitters. On the bottom, I use the, and I wrote it on here, I use the blue is Elizabeth Crafts, the extra fine, and the purple is Rubber Cafe, and the jewel color is, geez, I can't read my own writing. Oh, Glitter Box. Okay, so you can see, I'm hoping that you can see a little bit of difference in the glitter. This just likes an extra fine. This gives you a little bit more shine and a little bit more coarseness. Now, the difference that I did on this doll right here and on my doll right here that makes it stand out, I took my Jelly Roll pen, just my regular black Jelly Roll pen, and this you can do, and it dries really, really fast. I went over the doll on the smooth side with my Jelly Roll pen. I gave it a moment to dry, which gave me a thicker line to get up to, and then I turned it over. I put my glue, I just glued the one little section that I want, put glue on the one little section like this purple section right here, and then I put my glitter over that, and then I went to the next section, you know, dusted it off and went to the next section. Now, how did I get this chevron look in here? Well, that was really easy. When I turned it over, I used Heidi Swap's chevron stencil. I laid it right over top of my design. And I put the glue where I wanted it in the chevrons, just on one color all the way up. And then I put the glitter on top of that, shook it off, and then it was easy. I didn't have to use the stencil anymore. I just went back and put the glitter in the middle, where a different color. Then I did the glitter with on the pink or the rose color. She is colored with Copic markers. Now, this is where you have to be a little careful. If you want to make your Prima doll a doll of color, and you want to use the Prima markers, on the acetate, the Prima markers, I guess because they're alcohol ink, they dry really quickly and they will smear and they don't really look good. You can't put them on the back because then you can't move them around. You have to put that on the front and very quickly use your finger to move it around really, really quickly because it dries really quickly on here. And that way you get kind of a shading effect, but it's not smeary. Okay? So, there you go. Now you can see it. You get a shading effect, but it's not really smeary. All right? So, and then as you can see on this doll, and if I had a piece of paper, there we go. I had a piece of paper, there we go. You can see she's really thin. I hope you can see that. But once you put it on this paper, you can't see the little mistakes once you put it on there. Now, another thing that I tried as I was doing this, with this doll, my smooch inks. And I put the smooch inks, the first one I tried, I put the smooch inks on the smooth side so I could see if they would dry on there. I let them stay for 2 days. They did not dry. So I had to go back and put the smooch inks on the rough side. I let them set overnight and they did dry. But it makes a really nice look and it's really, really different. This is one that I just took my Jelly Roll pen, and on the smooth side, I just went over the lines. It only took me a minute to just go over the lines. All right? And just so you can see what it looks like, when I turn it over on the rough side, see if we can get our glue to work here. Okay. Hold on just a second. I don't want to do it on this. I think I should do it on my mat, just in case I get the glue everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to color in one little section here with the glue. So I'm taking the glue and I outline first because I'm not a very good colorer. So I outline where I need, that way I can get it right up on the line. And even if I go over the black with my glue a little bit, it's okay because it won't show. Then I kind of color it in. Now it looks really thick when you do this the first time, and the first one I made, I realized that I had holes in it in this part from where the glue was, and that's because I did this right here. And you really don't want to do that. You want to kind of make a line and keep it straight, just like you were outlining something, and then go back in, and you won't get those air bubbles in there. Your hand will get tired doing this because you have to squeeze that glue out of that bottle. And I have a really fine tip on here, and the tip actually comes when you buy this glue, so I can do a lot with this. But the tip actually comes with this glue bottle. Okay, so I've got all of that done. And I wanted to show you what it's going to look like on the other side. Now I'm going to put a different color in there. But I want to make sure I got all my air bubbles out. And that I've got glue everywhere. Okay, so it's a pretty thick glue, as you can see. And you can kind of turn it over really quickly to see if you've got glue down everywhere you want it. Now, I'm going to take a coffee filter. Going to put it under my space here. Let's see, what color do we want to make her dress? I'm a pink gal, okay? So let's make her dress, no, I like red. Let's make her dress garnet. Let's make it bold and vivid so we can see it, all right? So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to sprinkle this glitter all over this glue. And I'm a pretty heavy glitter user because you can put it right back in the bottle. So I figure I want to use enough to get it covered. Now, when you do that, you can look and kind of see where you might have missed some. Now, actually, if you did miss some, you can go back in and you can put some more glue in there. Now, I will tell you this. Start with your darkest colors first. And if you start with your darkest colors first, that way when you get a few of the pieces of glitter in the light colors that you want to do, it will not show up. Now, I brush off only a little bit like this, only because that little bit is not going to be too bad. And when it dries on the other side, where's my white paper? Here you go. Okay, sorry. When it dries on the other side, now that's the red glitter. When it dries on the other side, you'll be able to come back with your finger or a hard brush and just brush over the whole thing, and all that glitter will come right off if you don't have any glue anyplace else over here. So now actually we could go back in here and put another color of glitter right in there. We could outline it right here. Now, when you turn it over on the other side just to see what you've done, it kind of looks like may kind of look like when you hold it up that you've missed a couple of spots, but don't worry about that, because when you put it down on the, and it looks a little milky, but that has to do with the glue. When you put it down on the other side, it's going to be fine. All right, so my 15 minutes is up. Oh no. I hope you like this, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.